Alright, what's up everybody? It's time for another part of the Great Ace Attorney
Time for egg
Chronicles.
delivery.
It's time to take a shower.
So what's up?
God.
Right.
We're continuing the last episode. We've got like 5 hours left. Also, I need to turn off my eye blink app first.
What is an eye blink app?
It's like a program that runs in the background and like pops up every few seconds to tell me to blink.
Oh, okay.
Because I need to be reminded. Alright.
I have to have my tunes.
It's useful though, because it's like every 20 minutes it's like an eye exercise.
Yeah. Which is a good thing. You need to be doing that.
Yeah. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah.
Oh. Ah, Gina, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato. I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders now. Got it.
Gina Bean! Are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why go to all this trouble and fight so hard for the likes of me? What? I've done my British, whatever.
It's okay.
Well, you saw it. That picture.
What picture?
The one with you holding the gun?
Oh yeah, let's see.
Ah, you mean this? The photograph taken by Holmesy's red-handed recorder?
Probably no need to review our stuff at this point. Well, we did discover the further bullet most recently.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And discover there's a potential third.
Yeah.
Who was at the scene of the crime.
There it is, anyway.
Well, I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure.
It's hopeless. Anyone who sees that's gonna think I did it, ain't they?
Well, I won't pretend that it wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court.
Surely you've got to have your doubts about me now. You still can't think I'm innocent.
I literally, made an entire theory that you're innocent.
A game theory.
Of course I can. She's so angry.
Why don't you talk to us?
She canky.
Tell us what really happened that night.
Eh?
Ryu's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, we'd really like to hear it from you.
All right then.
When she has her hat down like that, I kind of sort of imagine that the buttons on the hat are her eyes. I don't know if you can see what I'm saying.
I can see it, yeah.
It
just
funny.
makes me think of Waluigi. Waluigi does that pose in like one of the party games.
Yeah.
It was after we'd had that dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in the office, didn't we?
Yes, I remember. Isn't her scarf lagging behind her?
I can't tell because of this quality of the screen share.
Yeah, fair enough.
After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So, I slipped out and went down the street to the 2-1 to Winterbank's place. I had to know.
If Iris' story was there or not, the Hound of the Baskervilles?
I don't know what it's about or nothing. But if you ask me, there's something in it that Holmes don't like. Something what you don't want people reading. So that's when we lied to Iris about sticking it in lug with Winterbank for safekeeping. At least, that's what I thought at the time.
So you broke into Winterbank's? I need to check my recording settings real quick, because last time it was
Okay.
pretty pretty crushed. Okay, it's fine. It's...
Pretty cring.
yeah.
I just had to know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea all that was going to kick off, did I?
Kick off? That's a good way to say it.
I struck the lock and snuck inside. It was dark as you like in there. So I gave the oil lamp on the counter a bit of wick, and that's when...
What do you think you're doing?
I nearly died, I did, and next thing I knew... Okay. I'd grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving it in the air like, I don't know what.
Like Edgeworth in Turnabout Goodbyes.
So true.
Ah, you're the girl who was in there with this afternoon? I didn't think pickpockets went in for armed robbery. Oh, that's her.
The mantle script, have you got it here? Did Holmes leave a load of papers with you? A story.
I beg your pardon.
And the something or other, if it's here, I want to see it.
I'm sorry, young lady. Reitzner died and relinquished an article belonging to one of my customers. I am pretty sure he's not supposed to be Scottish, but whatever.
It's fine. Don't want it. What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see it's here, that's all.
He has a different voice every time.
It's fine.
Oh, you want to see it, don't you?
I want to know if Holmes really pawned it here or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go.
That's a weird line to think about, like someone holding a gun to your head.
Show me the book right now. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, very well then. Well, for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would you?
So then the old cove unlocked the storeroom door and we both went inside. And it was there alright, the manuscript. Holmes weren't lying after all.
You did all that just to check for me, Gina Bean?
Anyway, then there was a bit of a kick-up out in the main bit of the shop.
The Templar brothers arriving on the scene, yes.
What was that noise? Someone's breaking in! I mean, you did break the lock.
Yeah. Dear me, there's some burglars convention here tonight that I don't know about.
I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry.
I'd better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have me gun back?
Oh, well, I'll come with you, and...
That line just made me think of, like, the idea of Scottish chills.
God. Christ.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Now don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances.
And with that, he took the gun out of my hands and walked back out into the shop.
Oh my god.
I hung back in the storeroom like he said, straining me ears in the dark to hear what was going on. Sounded like they got into a bit of a scrap. I sort of think I should help, see? So, I was just about to go out the storeroom myself when...
Jesus.
2 gunshots. I heard a couple of shots go off. 2, I think. Almost at the same time. And then there he was, right at me feet, lying face down on the floor.
Excuse me, I sneezed. Okay, we're back.
We do it just sneezing. I was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it shut and locked it quick as you like.
Because he thought whoever had shot Mr. Windenbank might come for you.
Yeah, so I went to grab the old cove's gun. Okay, yeah, it's playing out pretty much exactly like you predicted.
Yeah.
I figured I'd put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. In the bank was a goner. I felt funny in my head all of a sudden, kind of dizzy. And after that, don't remember nothing.
That is pretty fucked up. That must be when
Yeah,
you passed out, Gina.
So it is what you said. She took the gun to protect herself and then passed out from the shock.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy about that because I didn't exactly remember the outcome of this episode.
Yeah. If I hadn't done what I'd done, Baird Cove might still be alive.
Oh, did you tell the police everything you just told us?
Of course I did. They didn't believe a word of it, did they? All they said was if I kept telling lies, it'd make things even worse for me. Christ.
It'll be alright, Genevieve, don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. Ryu's about to put the real culprit through the mill. And I'll shoot them with my gun.
I'll turn him to flour.
That cove what was there in the afternoon. Egg Benedict.
Forgot what his
An Egg
actual name
Benedict.
was. He looks...
It's not Egg Benedict. I still remember how he looked at me, like I was nothing. He was there that night.
We don't know his real name yet, but I'm
Definitely
convinced
Egg
that he's
Benedict.
involved somehow.
He's the third 10 pillar brother.
Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty. God. He's like the
Fucked up.
one who decided he doesn't want to be like a poor ass thief.
He's like the Man Brothers.
He's great. Yeah, he's great, man.
He's great, man. You what?
You can leave it all in Ryu's capable hands now, Genevieve.
Doesn't look so sure. Mr. Naruto,
Yes.
how come you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, have you forgotten what happened here before? Come on, it's only 2 months ago. Me and McGundle, we told you a whole pack of lies. And you got the bog trot off of him, even though he was a killer.
No, I could never forget that.
I mean, no shit. Oh,
I did what I thought was best at the time. But the pain of that error of judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you that I'll be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what.
but what if I'm lying? Literally establish you're not. You could be working to get another killer off the hook for all you know.
I get it, it's like self-doubt. I was the other once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in a trial.
You were?
Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. As strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning.
I mean, technically you had left Japan at that point.
No, he's talking about like the first one with the stake.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, yeah,
He's been accused of murder twice. Yippee.
just one of them didn't get to court yet. Or didn't get to court at all.
Yeah.
I was sure that no one else would believe it wasn't me who'd done it.
Oh, Ryu.
But there was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me.
And then I was accused of killing him.
My best friend. Let's go, it's his theme again.
Yippee, we haven't heard it in so long.
Ryunosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me, and I'll do the rest. I was so happy, I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious. He had an absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute unwavering love for him.
I thought I was gonna say that too.
Since then, I came to
Gay.
realize, if you want someone to believe
I'm
in
gay.
you have to believe in the other person first. This is a new, new pose as well.
Yeah. What are you saying?
I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry. I won't let you down.
Even though I'm a diver and a no good liar.
You're not like McGonagall. I know that.
Yeah.
That's right, you're our friend, Genevieve.
Iris?
We know you better than you think.
Iris jump scare.
Yeah, she keeps jump scaring her. And we've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust.
Yes,
That's really all we need to know.
exactly.
Mr. Naruto. Oh,
Hmm. Defendant Gina
fuck
Lestrade
off.
and her legal representative.
you have a name, you know.
Court proceedings are about to resume. Please head into the courtroom immediately.
We're having a moment, you dicks.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Thank you. I can't really yell as loud as I would like
That's
for
fine.
their voices. I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is it at last. The final chapter, the final battle. Wish me luck, Susato. I hope you're watching over me too, partner.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, jeez, an hour passed in that time?
Did
It was
it?
like 12:40 something.
I didn't know.
It was like 12:40 something when we started.
God. I hereby this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Anzix, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? Subpoenaed the witness,
Weird.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure how to pronounce it either.
The subpoena was Wait, it's like... The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem.
Just walk there yourself, dickhead.
The carriage driver was too busy playing Heavy Rain. I see. And let us turn our attention to Inspector Gregson's precise of the case heard by the court this morning. Declaring the mission of deferred bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector.
Back his pee-pee for this.
Yes, I can only apologize, my lord.
It'll
And
be
although
more
the
than
defense's
that.
chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom.
It's a big mistake to cross Holmesy and me. A very big mistake.
Let's threaten him.
What a great idea.
My lord, the subpoenaed
Get
witness
there.
has just arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand without delay. Mr. Egg Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon, and certainly not like this.
Uncharted Life, my parents named me Egg Benedict.
It's for completely different games. Thank you for complying with this court subpoena at such short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record. I should probably try to do like a different voice for him.
More exaggeratedly French. What the fuck? That's a weird name.
He is Grey Man!
He actually is. But
Wow. How did the Man Brothers say it? Like,
I think I just heard thunder.
oh.
Yeah, there is thunder.
Push the
Damn, that's loud.
force! No, that doesn't work for him.
I didn't know that the Man Brothers had voices. I only read the comics.
Like they had voices in the Scream Fortress map where you push their corpses into graves. They're like ghosts on that map.
Fortress.
Yeah. It's like Rupert Cogway.
Yeah, sure.
Communications officer. Like he's like probably like a smooth talker or something.
Yeah.
Mr. Shogray and I both work at London's Central Communications Station.
Now perhaps somebody would kindly explain what this is all about.
Someone died.
You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at a pawnbrokers here in Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation, indeed. This really is beyond a joke, you know. Very well, without further delay, with the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Crogray. You will respond to the accusation made against you under oath. Yeah, because that matters.
No, this fucking animation again.
Gladly, my lord, gladly. My AC for a moment. Okay. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbrokering services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting that I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. You know, certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some
Sounds like a
scaramouche.
fucking...
What?
He sounds like somebody responding to like a Tumblr call out about them.
You fool! You think you can take me down? Some Scaramouche detective's homebrewed
Tincture.
can
Tincture.
hardly be taken as serious evidence. Tincture.
Jesus, it's raining really hard now too.
Oh jeez, I hope it'll be okay.
It should be fine.
So you denied the accusation completely, do you? I must say, I am dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by the self-professed detective's toy. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands that the jury's will be upheld.
For once he's not blaming Japanese people.
Yeah. Then it would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today.
That's gonna go over well with them.
By golly! How long am I expected to be detained here? If, following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately. Good. I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation, at least.
You know, him and the fucking, like, swan hat girl would go so well together.
Oh yeah. That is not
They both had the same thing of being like,
Oh, I am an upstanding member of society. How dare you detain me? I must be relieved from this courtroom post-haste so I can have my tea with crumpets.
that kind of shit.
Let us not hold up Mr. Crogray any longer than necessary, counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination. So, we meet again. Zerg. Mr. Egg Benedict.
Ah, please, Mr. Benedict was my father, call me Egg.
Or is it Mr. Crogray? Which quirky name is yours? My apologies, you are. Quite
boy,
El
you
Pato with cheese. God. How do I do that voice, but like something you can do a lot? Like, my apologies, you are. Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's fine.
Rinosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met.
Oh, I would not remember you. You are just lolly Nipponiers.
If you say so, Rupert Crogray, enchanté. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if you
I
fuck
think
up the
that's-
French, it's
I
funnier
think
that
it's
way.
like Italian or something. So. Okay. To what? Ah!
Okay.
I trust we can conclude this quickly. Ugh, but I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. It's like a Mario Odyssey hat.
Whoever he throws it at immediately becomes French.
Horrible. Well, we just
We
press
just do the
everything.
usual pressing on everything, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we even met in the very
Yeah.
pawnbrokery where the crime took place on the afternoon of the day in question. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. Gonna keep making fun of your name for the time being.
Good.
It was Mr. Egg Benedict, I believe. Tell me, what made you... The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions.
I'm pretty sure giving a false name has reason to be questioned.
You can't be serious!
Thank you, because I sadly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question.
Now we have two of these smug cockheads fucking arguing against
Yeah.
us. This is gonna be a fun case.
So he's going to be evasive, is he? In an effort to not give anything away. This could be tricky. But they're like looking at him.
Wait, what is Gregson doing? I wanna
He's just
see.
holding his chips.
We can't pen to him?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
not in like the main testimony part. Have you seen these
Okay.
two men before? Yeah, only when this appears at the top.
Okay.
Despair?
He doesn't even care.
Yeah, he's just looking at us. It's just the brothers that are looking at him.
Yeah. I don't associate with criminals. Said by a man who introduced himself as Egg Benedict. How many times is he gonna
We're just gonna
go
keep
back to
bragging
that?
on him for that.
I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me?
I'll take one guess, you fucker.
The young lawyer there in black.
This is a farce! Swiggity swoogie, this is a farce. Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to work in a British court anyway?
Aren't you French?
Well, needless to say,
I have no intention of doing it. Okay. Where were you at around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir?
that is past the hour at which I would normally retire. Certainly. I was not in the company of these rapscallions.
You're able to prove that?
Objection!
Listen carefully, my learned Nipponese friend. For you appear to be under a gross misapprehension on this point. What do you
I
mean?
forgot the funny part of court where it's the defense job to prove literally everything, and you
I mean,
can't
to be-
ask anyone else to prove anything.
Yeah, to be fair, you are the one making the accusation, so the burden of proof is on you.
Yeah, I
Either
mean,
way.
yeah, of course, but it's also like they make you prove fucking everything if you're the defendant.
But they also don't let you, like... They don't let you have any indirect way of proving it. It has to be completely related.
Yeah, pretty cringe.
He has no obligation to prove his absence. If your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene, the obligation lies with you to prove your assertion, to prove your ass. You will fulfill
Quick,
that obligation
Iris,
before
shoot him.
putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness.
What is this one? Oh, I've seen this one. It just looks stupid when he's behind the bench.
A silent
A
victory
silent
wiggle.
victory
Thanks.
wiggle.
What if he's from the Wiggles?
The rejected Wiggles. Actually, I remembered something.
Fruit
I remembered
salad,
something.
Yummy, yummy.
I remembered something. There was this Uber Eats campaign here where they had a gray Wiggle who was like, what's his name? He's this like really cynical food judge. He's not Gordon Ramsay, but he is British, I'm pretty sure. He was like he was the gray Wiggle, and there was like a bunch of commercials they did with like the normal Wiggles and him, and he would always be like the fucking Grouch from the Muppets. Like they would all be like cheery and stuff, and he would just be like his normal like really fucking cynical self. That's what it's like. That's what he's like.
The grey man Wiggle. Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question for that. No question of that, I think it said. Mr. Holmes's chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such. But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine?
Human. I'm pretty sure you're the only human to not have blood in your veins, you fucking, like... creature. Alien creature.
It could equally be the blood of one of these two miscreants. Every individual's blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Holmes's chemical is able to differentiate between blood samples by... Spare me the science lesson! Who is this Holmes character anyway? Oh, I assumed all of London knew the name. He's a renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
A great detective, you say? Now, if we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we?
One of them reacted to him.
Yep.
Excuse me.
I didn't get to hear what he sounds like. Do you have something to say about that,
It just made
Mr.
like a
Timpler?
mumbling sound.
It's like...
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, what? No, the Mr. Timpler next to you. Right, I have it up to here with this. How many times have I got to tell you?
We're not talking about you.
Yes, I know. You're not a big bruv Sulky. Mr. Nemi Timpler.
Hey, can't blame me, Governor. You what?
Is it not the case that when Mr. Crogray just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Is it not true that a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the court?
True. Share it with the class.
Me thoughts? I don't have none of them. It must have been him.
You what? Mr. Nemi Timpler, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Mr. Crogray just spoke?
Nothing, honest Gov, nothing. I was just thinking, if we waves his arm and leg like that much more, it'll open up the wound again, that's all.
The what now?
The what wound?
Well, he took a bullet, of course. That was like 2 days ago, and can't be ill up yet. So I was, well, you know, I was worrying for him, and... Oh, L's bells.
Mr. Crogray, did you hear that?
Oh, no. I pretend I do not hear it.
What?
Oh, he's grabbing his arm now.
Oh, it's like Von Karma. Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm.
I don't have arms. You're lying. You're making it up.
My lord. Yes, Mr. Crogray? I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations. We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet hole in the wall, That person was likely hit in the upper arm, the upper arm and the upper arm, or thereabouts. Perhaps you'd like to allow a court official to examine your arm, sir. The
Don't
left
touch
arm
me
you're
with your
currently
filthy
clasping
hands.
with your right hand, as if in pain.
No, I refuse.
Okay.
You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves.
We have testimony though, and that's also
Why were they
evidence.
saying that? How did they know about the arm injury then?
Yeah, that
What's up
very
with that?
fact is already enough.
Accordingly, I am not obligated to permit any such invasion of my privacy.
Uh-huh.
As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all this. I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever.
Okay, that's a
You
straight up
literally
lie.
visited it. You just visited it.
Don't we
like,
have
2
something
days
against
ago.
that? Hang on.
It's one of these, isn't it?
Wasn't there something that said, like, had his name on it? One small box. Let's
I feel like
see.
there was something.
McGondle case. No, it's not really.
Do we have the disc?
Wait, we had a picture of him being inside the pawnbrokery, but I don't think it's in the evidence.
Did we?
Yeah, there was a picture of him. I'm pretty sure it was, like, I think
What about the disc?
Van Zeek's has shown it.
Right. I mean,
What did that say?
Wait.
Hang on. Or McGilded, okay.
McGilded, okay. But he was trying to get that disc, and his blood is on it. If we can somehow, like, prove that connection, I think that we need to, like, present the disc.
We
But-
can't prove for now that the blood is his, I think.
Boy McGundle. That's the man you defended in court a couple months ago, isn't it, Ryu?
Yes, or rather, mistakenly defended.
I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc.
That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Yeah, nothing really came from that. But we did get a picture of him, like, as one of these. It's just not in our evidence
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I take offense at the insinuation that I was in any way involved.
You claim to have had nothing to do whatsoever with Mr. Windebank's pawnbrokery. Yeah, even the
At
judge is
least the
like
judge
this.
remembers.
Even the judge is like, this is bullshit.
This is sussy. You're sussy.
My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Crogray's formal testimony. Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Crogray. Okay, because this judge doesn't seem to be like the same like clueless judge from the main games. Like I think
Yeah.
he's like he understands that was a lie, but he can't exactly call it out himself. I think.
Because he's the judge, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Alright, well now we can press that because it's updated.
Never had anything to do with it. You forget that I was there, Mr. Crogray, on the very afternoon of the incident.
Obviously, I am not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm
So
currently
what is
on the
the
lookout
truth?
for an armchair to furnish my study.
Objection!
No, you were there to redeem an article.
I have
No, I
no
like
idea
it.
what you're talking about.
Oh,
Oh, Gregson reacted.
it's everyone. It's like this man is so full of shit.
Excuse me!
This man is so sussy.
Do you have something to add, Inspector? Oh yeah, he was also there when he
Yeah, he was
when
literally
he
there.
took the disc.
Yeah,
Hey,
much.
come again, sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon?
Oh no, I wasn't.
Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbrokers that afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accused were all present, as I recall. And at that time, this witness, Mr. Crogray, was trying to acquire a particular article. Well now.
Oh, they're involved in some way. He's trying to cover it up.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't remember that too clearly. What the fuck?
Fuck off.
What? But you must. I'm not going to lie and pretend I remember something that I don't.
Then why are you lying and pretending you don't remember something that you do?
What's going on here?
Maybe showed us a picture before, didn't he?
Oh, finally, here we go.
You know, from the cameras that Holmesy installed in Winterbanks.
Or maybe he's saying this to get us physical evidence of that, but I think we could have gone that either way. Yes, of course.
Indeed, and the gentleman pictured bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say.
Exactly, which proves that Mr. Crockery was in the shop on the afternoon in question.
Oh no, it wasn't me. It was my alter ego, Countess Bucci Flagrante.
At no point have I denied that fact. You literally said you were never in that
You
pawnbrokery.
motherfucker.
I merely entered the
Literally
shop
is
to
like a Tumblr person.
peruse the articles on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing
Did it.
more.
Tried to take the coat from fucking
This
Gina.
makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Crogray might be trying to cover up his tracks. But why would Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? Something to do with that disc, probably. That's all he's going to say on the matter, is it?
He was trying really hard to keep that disc out of the evidence record, if I recall.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ryu?
I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware
That's
that the
helpful.
less he says, the less chance he has of giving himself away.
Yeah, it was one of the fucking brothers that gave him away.
The complete opposite of Holmesy then. He seems to think the more he says, the better.
Well, at least I managed to prise a little more information from the witness's lips. All thanks to the Tinpiller brothers.
Yeah, they were the key to it after all.
Apparently their localized name, like officially, is like Skulkin, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So he says he had nothing to do with Mr. Winterbanks. Well, we know that's not true.
Perhaps now would be a good time to have a proper look through the court record.
Okay, thanks for the hint, but what do we have?
Did we get the picture from the judge? Like, he showed it to us to taunt
Yeah.
us, but it's not in the court record, is
Yeah,
it?
I don't know why it's not.
This should be do a little trolling, I guess. Fucking, I don't know.
Good idea. You never know what tiny scrap of information could become a valuable weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, let's read this once more. Where the man was killed. Okay, so there's something in here. I'm pretty sure this is the contradictory statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's not accidentally present anything.
I don't think that'll be it.
Yeah, I'm just being completely
Oh.
fair with this. Like, no matter what. Okay, so these pictures. Do we just present the disc?
I guess.
Single round was fired.
What's the one next to the picture of Mr. Winterbank? Not the floor plan, the other thing.
The autopsy report. Doesn't really say
I'm
anything.
not totally sure. Have we inspected everything?
I think we did.
Have we? Can we really inspect the bullet at all? Does it let us do that?
I think we did. Because we examined this like... I don't think we examined it like the back part of it. This is a bullet that was fired from Tinpiller Brothers' gun the night of the incident.
Yes, so it turns out it never actually entered Holmesy's body at all.
Thanks to the thick leather of that pouch he was wearing, it saved him.
Holmesy's always lucky like that.
I think we did read this part.
Yeah. I think that's the same as it was before.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll try this.
You know the one...
Okay, that was
Okay.
right. Have you ever seen this disc before, Mr. Crogray?
Why? Is it supposed to mean something?
He's playing so dumb, Christ almighty.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's what he should be doing at this point. The disc
Yeah.
was, until the day of this murder, in pawn in Windibank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Crogray?
As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me.
It's my alter ego, Countess.
I have never
Pontius
seen that disc
Flagrante.
before in my life.
It may have escaped your notice, but there is a small smear of blood on the disc.
Ah, yes. Resulting from an aberration of the thumb, perhaps?
Did I say aberration? That's not... Abrasion.
Abrasion.
Aberration is a visual effect.
Yeah.
That's right, the surface of the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. Show the court your thumb. So, while the disc bears the remnants of that skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear the remnants also, in form of a scratch.
Good
Swear to
gracious,
God.
indeed it must.
Also, his
They're gonna
glove would
show
be
it.
torn.
They're gonna show it and there's not gonna be anything there just to fuck with us.
Oh yeah, he probably just has a new glove, you know.
Yeah.
Mr.
And
Crogray.
he's like, I won't take my glove off.
You refused to allow the court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb?
Yes. Smile.
Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with a smear of blood on this disc.
Well, well. It would seem I underestimated you.
What is the meaning of this? So you admitted it now? You admit that you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant? Oh, he's like
He's
hiding it
holding his
behind
hand behind his back.
Okay, that's a cool detail. Order! Order! Well, Mr. Crogray. It would appear that there has been something of a misunderstanding here.
I did not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse.
What are you trying to say?
It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset.
You tried to take it or not?
Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of a pawn?
What? It would seem, Mr. Crogray, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now. At least he's not taking his shit.
Yeah.
As you wish. Though I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder.
Mm-hmm.
The disc.
There's a note on the disc saying for McGondle, but the item belongs to me.
Uh-huh.
The redemption ticket
How are
was
we
stolen
supposed
from
to
me by the
believe that?
accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night.
You had no other reason to go into the shop? No reason at all?
Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGondle, you say, the famous London philanthropist, who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder. Yes, my lord. The one and the same. The one and the same. Wow, that's... Good lord! Mr. Crogray! Are you saying that Mr. McGondle and yourself were acquainted?
Yes, that's correct.
Not hiding his hand in his back anymore, but he's got it in his pocket, I'm pretty sure.
Order! Well, I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again. According to what Gina told us, the disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGonagall himself gave instructions to deposit it at Wyndham Banks.
It's funny that Mr. Crockrey here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, he's lying.
Wow, no
Well,
shit.
so he prepared that afternoon. So he appeared that afternoon at Wyndham Banks in order to get his hands on McGonagall's disc for some reason. Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please. Okay.
Hold it!
Would you care to explain how this belongs to you? As you will observe, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary. What an answer. You certainly are exquisitely dressed, sir. I have got the drip, you see. I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade.
Oh, why were
However,
you
I did
there?
once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse whilst on an errand,
Uh-huh.
which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question. You claim that was your overcoat? Your Honor, can we
Clearly
try?
didn't fit you.
Can we try on the overcoat on this witness? Obviously, and in my haste, I clean forgot it doesn't fit me. But the music box disc was in its pocket. And yet there was a note on it that reads, "For McGonagall. I am a collector of rare and unusual music box music. I first met Mr. McGonagall at a gentleman's club in the city." Oh, that's what they call it in this day and age, okay. And was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area.
Too bad we can't ask him if that's true because he's fucking dead.
So the disc in question, yeah. It's a pre-production sample. I promise to let Mr. McGonagall hear it. Why does it look like he's turning to the left every time the camera pans away? I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like he's like turning his entire body to the left.
I can't really see it because of the bitrate, but yeah.
Yeah. But then you forgot that it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn. Yes, exactly. His voice is pretty similar, it's just higher.
Gina didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she?
No, because McGonagall had threatened her to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here, it's going to expose Gina's perjury.
Oh dear. This is complicated, isn't it?
Let's leave it alone for the time being.
Hold it!
So you're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket or bag? We could just ask him at this point, what did the ticket look like?
What does he mean by this? Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, we could catch him on that it had a picture of a cat on the back and he would have known that.
Yeah.
That's right. Despite being mindful of danger when walking in the insalubrious areas of her kind frequent.
Objection!
Wow. Miss Lestrade did no such thing.
Well, of course you would take that stance, but the girl is a regular offender.
You came to the pawnbrokery that night prepared with all the information needed to identify the defendant. We're looking for her. That's what brought you to Wyndham Banks. To get your hands on Mr. McGonagall's disc.
Objection!
My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense.
Shut up, bitch.
Nonsense? I concur with the prosecution. Wait.
Really?
You are a font of nonsense. Just like that other guy, Sans the skeleton. Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing in this way. Is that clear? Yeah, I sometimes have trouble reading certain words when doing a voice because it's like I'm focusing on a different thing entirely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then I will continue with my testimony for what possible use it can be. I proceed at once to the shop to explain my situation and redeem my article.
Hold it!
Had you ever been to one of the banks before?
Only once, for the purposes of pawning something. But, like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments.
So when you noticed that the pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. I didn't notice it at first, of course. Such is a part of the pick-purse. But when I did, I headed to the pawnbrokery at once in order to reclaim my overcoat before the thief could. I was merely trying to cover what was rightfully mine in the first place.
He can say what he likes because he knows we have no evidence to contradict him on this.
Hold it!
Yes, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it?
That's right. This was the very man. Apparently the police are collecting anything that has a connection to Mr.
Is that
McGonagall
right?
as evidence.
Oh, is that right?
Is that right?
Excuse me!
Smells alright.
Something wrong, Inspector?
What do you mean?
Shut up.
The last remark Mr. Crogray made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way. No, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone, please.
Why is this bitch doing this?
Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGonagall's possessions?
So we can sell them, obviously.
something like that, Sunshine.
Oh, of
What is
course
it,
not.
Inspector? Investigative secrets?
Yes, exactly. You should know all about that.
It's not my job.
Cosney McGonagall, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life, yet he had a dark side too.
Welcome to my twisted mind.
Where are you going with this, Van Zeeks?
I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they?
That's enough. Coppers like me have duties to carry out and we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know.
Duties conferred by Lord Vortex, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. In the pocket.
The bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Vortex's paw print first.
Is he a furry?
Yes, that's the twist. Second game. What's all this about? It's like there's something going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zeeks here.
They're gay.
Everyone is gay.
It would appear that the inspector has revealed all that he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Crogray, let us return to your testimony.
Gladly, my lord. I'll press that previous one again, but without pursuing him this time. Just because
Okay.
I have a feel there might be something there.
Is that right?
That's what the inspector said at least, as he seized my disc.
Seized my dick.
And thanks to the skirmish with that wastrel, I snagged the end of my thumb at the same time.
And the disc in question is this disc here.
Yes, it is.
Scotland Yard have indeed been gathering items believed to have been the property of McGonagall. Presumably to aid their investigations in some way.
Not something I would be aware of. I really didn't know the man well anyway. After all, I'm merely a communications officer with a penchant for music boxes.
Flamboyant poses. Alright, they really didn't give us anything. I was hoping there would be something else there.
Hold it!
But perhaps you'd seen something of value among the forfeited items?
No, not at all.
Oh. A valuer was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac. In that case, it's clear that you broke into the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGondle's disc. Have you not been listening, man? Even if I
Man.
know wanted to recover the disc, you may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. It was no more in the shop that night than I. As I keep saying, I simply had no reason to break in. So there was nothing of McGondle's left in the shop that night. Nothing this man might have been after. I wonder if that's really true.
Ryu, if you have some evidence, then let him have it. I'm dying to see that irritatingly assured expression of his crumble.
McGondle slipped the disc into his coat pocket and had it deposited at Windibanks. Well, we do have... hang on. We do have the second... this is for the coat, and then there's the one for the box. And I think that's the one we have to present at the last statement. Slipped the disc into his coat pocket and had it deposited at Windibanks. Then, when he realized he was going to be arrested on suspicion of the omnibus murder, he threatened Gina and forced her to take the redemption ticket.
There's no doubt about it that witness is lying through his pearly white teeth.
The police were obviously after anything left behind by McGondle as well. Yeah, it's even highlighted here, so I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc into custody that day.
But Toby's being very strange about all this.
Iris, you should blackmail him a little bit.
Yeah.
There must be a reason for that, I'm sure. I just don't know what it is. For now, I need to focus on exposing the fact that Mr. Crogray is lying in his testimony. Alright. Okay, yeah. Let's save, just in case.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. Present.
Objection!
Alright. This disc was deposited at Windibanks on Cosney McGondle's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself.
Objection!
Conjecture again, and in any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night.
Objection!
Thank you, I was worried it was going to be another one of those you're wrong. Tabs.
You're wrong, skill issue.
Sorry, my learned friend, but that's not true.
Ooh! Oh.
Mr. McGondle had another article in pawn at Windibanks. As this second pawnbroker's ticket proves. Ah!
Get their ass.
There were two articles belonging to Mr. McGondle in Windibanks pawnbrokery, and the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your two accomplices, the Tinkeler brothers. Ah! This is the second ticket, is it? What had the man deposited? Article description reads, one small box. A rather vague description, it seems to me. Are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box? Clowns? I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did. This is absurd! Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft. That's a good point. Indeed, the witness makes a solid argument.
So that means that for some reason, this Crogray fellow needed a small box that very night, does it?
Objection!
Jesus. It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord. Could you be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Zeeks? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Windibank's pawnbrokery. And rest assured the prosecution can prove it. So that means we have it in the I guess, gathering of evidence? I know what to call it. It's not the court record, it's like what they collected.
Right.
What?
Hmm.
Good gracious!
Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please.
Yes, sir.
What prints?
These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras.
Holmesy's red-handed recorders again.
As previously explained using this plan of the shop layout, the victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Windermere received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves on which the articles were placed for sale once forfeited.
According to the information on this ticket, the gondol's small box had been forfeited already. 2 days before the incident at 9 PM on 13th April to be precise, which means it would have been on the shelves of forfeited item in the shop front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. That's at 11 PM on 15th April.
The victim certainly had a very full shop, it would appear.
And here we have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident.
I see, so we have 2 pictures to compare. Oh, it's gonna be another one of these, hang on. I gotta cross my eyes. Okay, I see it.
Though I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold.
You probably can't do it because of the bitrate, but
No, I can't do it.
But this one here is moved.
Oh, the little round thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
they can't see my cursor, but you
Yeah,
probably
I
can
can
do
see
it
your
on the
cursor.
video. They're
Yeah, no, I see
they're
it.
gonna get to it anyway.
Dear me, that's starting to make my head ache. Obviously, at Scotland Yard, we consider theft as one of possible motives in this case. We explored the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life.
So your men have already compared these 2 prints thoroughly, Inspector?
Yes, sir.
Well, not thoroughly enough.
We counted every single item in each of these 2 photographic prints. And the Yard's conclusion is that exactly the same number are present in both.
In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. Ah!
It's like a fucking comedy bit. Just do this shit all the time.
I'm just imagining him like being like uppercut like as like in like a combo in like a fighting game.
Yeah.
He just like
And he does that.
spins into the air. I don't believe it. I could have just shown that he had stolen McGondle's pawned box. I might have been able to break him down at last.
You know what, Ryu?
Oh, thank you, brain cell.
I've been thinking.
That's her name now.
I wonder if these 2 photographs really are exactly the same.
Your Honor, the time is different. What?
So, counsel, in the light of the evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that in fact, on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept
Or
the
was it?
prosecution's assertion?
I don't know. Could there be some hidden discrepancy in these 2 photographic prints somewhere?
There's no discrepancy.
I'll use a piece of evidence. I'll use this stethoscope that we have, the stereoscope, I think? Hang on.
Something like that.
Stereoscope, yeah.
Stereoscope, yeah.
Before I give my answer, my lord, I'd like to try something, if I may.
Try something? What do you mean, counsel?
I'll try this flossing thing. I'll need to use a certain piece of evidence from the court to identify the discrepancy.
I'm not entirely sure I follow. Which piece of evidence do you intend to use to help you identify the discrepancy between the two prints?
My armband, duh.
Take that!
I'd like to use this device, my lord, to view the two prints stereoscopically.
Ooh!
I forgot about it.
He's
Yes,
so excited.
You've got the bug at last. You can't resist it, can you? You've got the cross-eyed compulsion.
Juror number 3, what a surprise.
Come on, Ryu. Let's put the pictures in place and see what this wonderful contraption shows us.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Now look through the eyepiece.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yep.
that's one way to show it. It's glowing. I wasn't sure at first, but there's a
It's
clear
glowing.
discrepancy between the two prints. What?
You must identify the location in question for the court, counsel.
Indicating the precise location of the discrepancy of which you speak. I wonder if we chose the other option that was like, I'm going to point out the discrepancy right away. If this would mean anything. Probably not. It would probably be like, I don't see anything here.
Yeah.
Take that!
Granted, these two prints are almost identical. However, there is one minor discrepancy between them.
What?
When you view the two pictures stereoscopically... Okay, yeah. Oh. Look at this
Zoom
box.
in on that.
What I know, an HD box. A single area stands out as being different. The location of this small box. Let me wait. Unbelievable! 'Cause I imagine him saying that with like his eyes crossed.
By Jove, you're right. How extraordinary.
Judge.
What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGonagall's small box was indeed not stolen from Windybanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that somebody picked up this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves.
They could have just like taken the whatever was in it out and
Yeah.
then put it back.
Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGonagall is in fact?
Yes, the very same box I just identified in those photographic prints.
Objection!
Mindless guesswork. What is this? What if it was? So a box was moved on the shelf. Nothing was stolen.
How
Which
can you
means
be
quite
sure?
simply that nothing had changed. That may be true, but alright, McGonagall's box wasn't stolen then. But that doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things?
Yes.
Yeah. It changes nothing, forget what I said. I believe that this changes everything about the case. How can that possibly be? The crucial point is in fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at Windybanks as we speak.
Objection!
That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial. What are you saying?
Weren't they collecting all the evidence relevant to McGonagall's at the fucking yard?
Yeah,
Like, I'm pretty sure it is relevant.
yeah.
The court does not uphold your objection, your Lord Van Zieks.
Get his ass.
Bailiff, arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once. Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination.
He's holding his hand behind his back again.
Yeah. Stare down.
They're just staring at each other while this is happening. Oh, it was a cool staring contest. You already lost though, bitch. You blinked.
Yeah, you blinked.
We should have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth.
To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing.
Skill issue on your
I
part, I
beg your
think.
pardon, Lord Van Zeeks.
This is nothing but a smokescreen. A Nipponese specialty, it would seem.
Shut up, bitch.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to
Myland?
say that all Japanese people are ninjas because I am racist.
I'm Blizzard Entertainment. My learned friend has persisted
Oh,
with the same
God.
line of reasoning from the very beginning. That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGondle from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place.
Monetary
Jesus.
value, maybe.
What a slam.
Sentimental value.
Exactly. It would be beyond absurd to break into the place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property.
Oh, he spawned another bottle.
It's his special power.
It's his British specialty. If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGondle perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of his trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established that he was the upstanding member of the society his reputation implied, in fact. So I proposed a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense.
The articles of this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box on disc in one of its pockets and a small box.
Yeah, the overcoat that was covered in blood.
Sure, nothing's wrong with that.
I assure you, I wouldn't accept even if the man had tried to make a gift of such things to me.
You know, that does make a lot of
You know-
sense.
Oh, it was high pitched.
Oh.
I think it was one of the funeral
Oh,
ones.
okay.
It's not as if it was gold or jewels, was it?
But you can't because
Okay.
They just do it quickly. I think we don't
Yeah.
want to fully read it.
prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling.
It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its argument.
Oh, there it goes.
To explain what possible significance these commonplace articles have spawned by this fine citizen could have.
Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstrable?
Demonstratable.
Was it demonstratable?
Yes.
Demonstratable. No, demonstrable. Wow.
Demonstrable. Oh, that's a weird word.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is just meant to mean you're meant to demonstrate it.
Yeah.
Are you able to show
Seven
proof
seated.
that the disc or the box are in any tangible way related to this case?
Do we?
Hmm.
I don't think we do. Well,
What's the matter, Ryu? We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence.
yes, of course. You and I both know that. We know McGondle's true character, and we know that the disc is significant, even if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that McGondle's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. That the defense's argument was flawed, based on false information.
Oh no!
And that would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury.
But Jean Bean...
Could it be that Van Zieks knows? Is that why he's doing this now? Because he's anticipated everything?
Maybe... This could be a great opportunity for us.
Sorry? What do you mean, Iris? We did kind of have to do a similar thing in Phoenix, right? A bunch of times. We had to, like, admit that their client committed a lesser crime in order to, like, get them
Yeah.
acquitted of something else.
Yeah.
Well, what is it you always say, Ryu? Sooner or later, the truth comes out every time.
Alright, the exact significance of the things that McGondle exposed with Mr. Wynn the bank is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if I put her on the stand to testify about that, it could critically damage our chances of winning this case. It's the right thing to do here.
Pretty sure we've got to have her testify. It's
Yeah.
the only way we're going to progress.
Yeah, my lord, the defense would like to make a proposal.
Oh, what proposal, counsel?
While the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGondle's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand.
The defendant? To what end?
It's to do with the various articles deposited at Windibanks by Mr. McGondle, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question once and for all. Well, well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing? In particular, the impact it will have on the accused's standing, and indeed your own? I have.
Lord Van Zieks, would you care to explain that last remark?
The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself. I forget to do his voice sometimes.
Very well, if you have no objection.
So, the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
You witnesses currently in the stand may step down until further notice.
You have no hat, you piece of shit. I shall bid you good day. Wait. You, sir, shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies. As you wish. Alright then, Gina, it's time. I know this will be hard, but please, put your faith in me here.
Good luck for you.
Wait. The articles that Mr. McGondle had deposited in Windibank's pawnbrokery are intimately related with the omnibus case, the trial of which was heard in this courtroom 2 months ago.
Yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in that trial as well.
That's right, my lord. Testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGondle. The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again, the same players in that trial, facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps, my Nipponese friend. Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus running along London's winter streets. Apart from the victim, there was only one other person in the carriage, Mr. McGondle. Naturally, he was the prime suspect for the murder. But as the trial progressed, another possibility emerged. That the murder in fact took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that possibility to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder, Mr. McGondle died in this very courtroom, in the most extraordinary of circumstances. A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on. As indeed does the omnibus murder itself.
Be that as it may, I recall neither the disc or the small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings.
Miss Lestrade, would you tell the court now, please? What really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean?
I don't know what you mean. I already said all of what I know.
And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell? Please, Miss Lestrade, this is extremely important.
What?
Remember, little girl, if it
Sheesh,
transpires that
shut-
you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you will lose all credibility as a witness. Oh yeah, because that's something that
fucked up.
happens in the series. Although, let's face facts, that won't happen.
That's not.
You have little credibility to lose.
Gina Bean, don't listen to him. Please, you have.
Oh, you cut off. Rory?
It's back. Yeah?
You cut off.
Oh, cool. My internet must have fucked up or something anyway.
Yeah.
Please, you have to trust Ryu now.
Iris?
We're on your side.
Alright then. I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina. Well, it would seem that my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears. So be it.
Dial it back a notch here, Mr. Motherfucker.
I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here. Every Ace Attorney case ever. However, it would appear that Mr. McGonagall's Pond articles and that extraordinary case of the omnibus harbor secrets of which we had been hitherto unaware. So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the events 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity sorely lacking in your original statements. This is it then. Everything's going to come out. Like Van Ziek said, this could bring the courtroom down about my ears. What? But as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk. I have big ears.
You do have big ears.
Alright.
Truth is, that Brickmaker Cove was in the cabin of the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from over me head, and that pair on the roof deck went off to call the slops.
The slopes.
That's when McGundle slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or heard.
Good grief, this is outrageous. What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago. As you say, my lord. Then there's every chance I may have adjudicated in error in Miss McGonagall's trial. It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes. Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in that trial, of this witness, and of my learned friend are entirely inexcusable.
What did we do? We had no way of knowing that.
I don't believe it. The trial was a farce. That McDonald fellow was rotten to the core, just like that pickpocket.
Don't forget that liar from the east. They were all in on it together.
You're wrong, the lot of you. Mr. Narotto, the lawyer there, he didn't know nothing about it.
Humbug!
Humbug.
I don't think so. Are we really expected to believe that?
He really stitched everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free.
Unforgivable. The lies have to stop. Stop.
Yes, the defense made a terrible error in judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony, because the true significance of McGonagall's Pond articles must be brought to light. Very well, my learned student friend. Given the depths of calamity you have just plunged yourself into, this may be worth hearing. Blech. Words fail me. Me too. This situation is utterly deplorable.
It's
Mr.
all your
Naruhodo.
fault, Jafar.
Yes, my lord. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Yeah.
Of course, my lord.
Mind me, Mr. Naruto.
Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Hold it!
I just press everything, I think.
Yep.
And you were hiding in the cabin at the time as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath one of the seats?
Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there. You can't see nothing at all.
What's he doing? Oh, right.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Are they supposed to be doing that?
Can I pursue them when they're doing that?
I don't know.
Excuse me!
I don't think I can. Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Crogray?
Well, you can probably, like, press them on it, but they're not gonna respond to you because they're dicks.
Whoa! Inspector! Mr. Graydon! Whoa, okay, that's his...
Oh yeah, his other name was... I
Okay.
think it was Ashley Graydon in the fucking localization.
Wow, Ash Gray. That's, even more gray, man.
Yeah.
What? Blimey, you're trying to give me a heart attack?
You have been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us, what is the discussion about?
A discussion with this fella? Pull the other one, sunshine. You think I've got anything to talk about with a shady gent like this?
We literally were. What is up with these two?
And I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of the disc that was rightfully mine. But they've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. That's the first time we've had to pursue without, like, the thing appearing.
Without the, yeah.
Unless this was, like, unless this is, like, optional. It's as
I'm
if
not sure.
they've been negotiating.
You will kindly refrain from talking about amongst yourselves while the witness is giving testimony. Yes, sorry, my lord.
So now you admit it.
What were those two talking about?
What was he cooking?
Miss Lestrade, continue with your testimony, please.
Alright, let's see. We didn't really press her on that. I just interrupted it immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not talking anymore.
Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain that you claimed that Mr. McGonagall was the sole passenger, did you not?
False testimony, my lord?
That's what he told me I had to say. I feel it's a bit fucked for them to, like, I guess criminalize her given she was, like, threatened and fucking blackmailed.
Yeah, but it's important that you tell us the truth now. Were Mr. McGonagall and the victim acquaintances?
I don't know. But I did hear him talking a lot.
What were they talking about?
Well, I couldn't hear too well, but if I had to say... I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying.
Perhaps business dealings of some kind.
Well, anyway, they got louder and louder. It started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I hardly dared to breathe. And then, all of a sudden, I heard a noise like someone keeling over on the floor. It was blooming loud and all.
Keel over and die. I believe you let out an involuntary scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what gave me away.
Oh boy. Okay.
We haven't pressed her on it yet.
Was the disc you saw this disc?
Yeah, I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the cove line on the floor.
Could this disc have belonged to the victim, perhaps?
I don't know, but McGundle picked it up pretty smartish. And then he set the cove with a knife in his belly up on the seat.
What did he say to you at that time?
He told me not to say a word about what I'd seen or heard to no one. About the disc and all. I was dead scared the way he was looking at me. I thought if I didn't go along with it, I'd get stuck with that knife too. And he started asking me a load of questions. Like what my name was and where I lived and that. He asked me about being a diver too.
But after a while, what had happened in that carriage was noticed?
Yeah, that's right. First there was a kind of rapping noise.
they were having a Friday Night Funkin' mod battle.
Epic rap battles of history.
Mr. Beast versus Barack Obama.
God, imagine. There were two gentlemen occupying the seats on a roof deck, I believe. Oh god, those two.
That's right.
The Australian one and the other one.
They must have looked down through the skylight and noticed the cove with a knife in his gut. When they screamed, the driver pulled up the horses and McGundle got me out of sight.
Out of sight? Where?
Back under the seat where I started off. Once the carriage came to an halt, the two coves from the roof ran off to fetch the slops.
If they immediately left to fetch the police, it would appear they were entirely unrelated to the incident. So that left McGundle, the driver, and you still at the scene.
Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside.
The driver? Yes, he also testified in the trial, I believe.
Oh yeah, him. He had such a cold nose.
A fellow who
Beppo.
went by the name of Beppo, if memory serves.
What did McGundle and the driver say to each other?
I don't know what happened and stuff like that mainly.
That pawn shop obviously being Mr. Winterbank's on Baker Street.
Just a moment, counsel. Do you mean to tell me that the driver gave false testimony in that trial as well?
We're gonna have to arrest everyone.
Yay! Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind when he was in the stand.
Indeed, Lord Van Zeeks.
McGundle took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up all careful-like before handing it over.
Probably to hide the blood.
Yeah.
When I saw him do that, I remember thinking, that coat and what's in it have got to be worth a few bob.
Yes, Gina was sure that this must be worth more than Mr. Windermere was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price that afternoon at the pawnbrokery.
Driver looked pretty happy when McGundle flashed some brass in his face. He went running off with a lick. Then the bog trotter called to me and told me to come out from the drag's cabin.
Threatened you how exactly?
Told me I'd only be able to scarp it if I did exactly what he said.
Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago.
I mean, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's it. And there was one other thing he said.
Okay, they're not really reacting at all. Which was?
He told me I'd have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it.
The ticket? Well, I never.
Said that if he didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed,
I had to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in a lug, to stop it being forfeited. He left me with some brass to pay for it.
But really, why on earth would Mr. McGonagall have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with a pawnbroker before the arrival of the police. It makes no sense at all.
There would seem to be only one logical explanation, my lord. What McGonagall had the driver deposit at Windibanks was something that he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs.
Anyway, after that, he let me go, so I legged it before the coppers showed up.
Alright. Thank you, Miss Lestrade. Thank you, Council. I have heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus.
It would appear that on that night 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. I don't know why I keep pronouncing it like that. A negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGonagall took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life. Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why as yet. And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGonagall's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited.
I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the cove died right after his trial. I knew that.
So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own.
Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Miss
It is
Lestrade,
now.
it would appear that Mr. McGonagall was trying to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why that would be?
Eh? I ain't got a clue. But I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably going to sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime. So true.
I like that pose when she says
The
that.
smug face, yeah.
My lord,
Oh, the guy is here
Yeah.
with the thing.
the evidence your lordship has requested has been located and is ready for the court's inspection, sir.
Wow. A mysterious little box deposited by McGonagall 2 months ago.
It's gonna be like his secret weed strain was in there. He wanted to make sure no one could get it.
It's probably gonna be empty, to be honest. There's no doubt in my
Yes.
mind that it's a key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. Okay,
Should we continue?
we've only been doing an hour and a half of this, so
Yeah, I'm happy to keep going.
yeah, I might just pause for a second.
Get a quick break and have something,
Yeah,
like a snack or something.
yeah,
I might do the same thing.
yeah. Okay, I'll pause and we can go for a moment.
Yeah, alright, I'll be right back.
Okay, me too. Alright, we are back, we are refreshed, and we're ready to continue.
And Cromeno is still playing Spelunky too. I keep
Yeah,
seeing that notification.
every few moments. Maybe it keeps crashing.
Yeah.
So this is the article in question, is it? A small box deposited with the pawnbroker by Mr. McGonagall 2 months ago.
And on the night of Mr. Windibank's murder, the only item on the shelves that was touched by whoever broke into the shop.
Quick, quick! Let's open it and see what's inside.
It'll be nothing. Oh, what?
Wait, oh, it's a player. It's an MP3 player.
Oh!
Good gracious,
Music
this is no
box.
ordinary box, it seems.
Although in truth, I had an inkling that might be the case.
Bro, Splatoon.
It would appear that the box houses a miniature music box movement.
And is it too much to expect?
I think it would
Yeah,
be
we gotta
reasonable
hear
to
it.
assume that it is a device for the playback of this disc, my lord.
They're gonna play it. I want to hear it. I want to hear this disc that people have been going on about for like
So
the
here we have
entire
the means to
place.
play back Mr. McGondle's disc, deposited at Winterbanks at much the same time.
Not strictly correct, my lord. It was not McGondle's disc. It was the disc of his victim in the omnibus.
But why, for heaven's sake? Are we to understand that the brickmaker was trying to sell this music box disc to Mr. McGondle?
He raises his hand like a fucking student.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
I believe the answer will become clear if we listen to the music box music on this disc, my lord.
I swear to God, if it like plays a Rickroll.
Yes, very well. Let the court now listen to this curious disc at last.
What?
Wait, my lord!
Good grief,
Why?
what is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The music box and the disc are, well, they're unrelated to the case. No need to spoil the somber atmosphere in the courtroom with some silly bit of music.
What the fuck? This disc may very well have motivated a culprit into this case to commit murder. Clearly, there's every chance that it's fundamentally important to understanding what happened.
I'm getting
Prosecution
the
has no
feeling it's like
objection.
some exclusive thing.
It's
Like
probably
it's personal to them in some way. They really don't want people to hear it.
it's probably like an encrypted message.
Could be.
But no! That piece of evidence is police property now. You can't...
Clearly, Scotland Yard has some vested interest here, but it is the policy of the prosecutor to leave no avenues unexplored of this prosecutor, and you, Inspector, have no jurisdiction here to prevent that from happening. I'm waiting for him to cut his salary at some point.
Ah!
The chips flying everywhere.
No further delays, please. Play the disc.
Let's hear it.
And Gregson's like, la 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 la. You should maybe take off the sticker first.
That sounds like Morse code.
How is it playing one note when it's when the dents are like all over the place? That's maybe it's like the metal pins are like one straight line and not different lengths. That would be the only explanation.
What on earth?
I feel like it's Morse code.
Yeah,
That's certainly not what I would call music.
thank God we have a Morse code specialist in the jury. No,
Oh, we do.
yeah. It's not, it's just the same note playing over and over again in an irregular sequence.
Hmm.
Oh.
Mr. Crogray?
This really is priceless.
He's still doing the wiggle.
After all that, the music box is broken.
I don't.
Broken? It can't be, can it? Well, obviously. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the officer sent to fetch it didn't drop it on the way back to the courtroom.
Well, with much regret, I feel the court must accept that this music box offers little in no way of clues.
Really?
Even Van Zieks probably is like not
Yeah, I
buying
don't buy
this.
that.
Are you ready to move on, counsel?
Come on. Yes, alright. It does sound as though it's completely broken, but is it? Could this music emanating from this music box possibly be a new clue? Nah.
Why does it even prompt you?
Yeah. Nah, it's
Obvious what the answer is.
I believe that it could be relevant, my lord.
Good lord, but how can it be? It's an abomination, counsel. Mere noise. I fail to see how it can have any meaning whatsoever.
It does sound strange, I agree, but there's one thing bothering me. While Crogray stands there shortly and victoriously, chortle at Joker's boner, will they? The inspector beside him has a rather telling expression on his face.
I've seen him make that face before.
It's as if Gregson
yeah.
recognizes the sound, as if he's familiar with it somehow. And that's making him appear extremely on edge. If that's the stance of the defense, my Nipponese friend, answer me this.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Oh! Let me wind the music box at you. Just what relevance do you propose this woeful chiming has on this case? It's the defense's belief that the sound emanating from this music box is...
Not supposed to be music.
Yeah. Oh, wrong button. Just because this is a music box, it doesn't necessarily mean that the sounds we're hearing are music. Look at that. Smile vanished from Croggrade's lips as soon as I said it. I'm on the right lights here. I must be.
Making deductions based on how people react to what you say. You're acting just like Holmesy, Ryu.
Objection!
I don't
No,
think
he's
that's
not.
true.
The sounds we're hearing aren't necessarily music. Well, now that you've told us that they are not what they are not.
What are they?
Yeah. I'm sure the cold would like to hear what they are. Do enlighten us, my Nipponese friend. Well, surely you have an idea in mind, because if not, it will be the death of your ill-formed argument. Exactly. The music box is clearly broken. Refusing to accept that is pure foolishness.
He's really pressing hard on
They've
the
got
whole, like,
me.
oh,
I
it's
don't know what
broken.
the answer is yet. And then the juror is like, I know. Oh.
Ryu,
I love that face.
Yeah.
I've just examined the music box very thoroughly. And I'm fairly certain that it's not broken at all.
Really?
Really, the way it's been made, it can only produce a single note anyway.
Thank you, Iris. Oh, what are we doing now? Oh, okay. Alright, well, if the music box isn't broken, it must mean that the sounds it's producing have some significance that isn't musical. How long is it gonna take for them to say it? Ah! Could it be? Is that what these sounds are?
Something's just struck me, Ryu. I feel like recently, in the past few hours even, I heard another sound very much like the one this music box makes.
Oh.
Yes, it's a familiar sound. Actually, Iris, I was just thinking exactly the same thing.
So what is it?
We're sharing the brain cell now. I'm going to have to press the defense for an answer. If your assertion is that the sound produced by this music box is not in fact music at all, then what the devil is it, counsel? All the evidence we've seen so far, all the testimony we've heard, it's all pointing to a single answer now. The prosecution demands that my learned Nipponese friend presents proof now. Tangible proof of this latest wild speculation. Alright then. This could be the best chance I'm going to get to fight back in this trial. And if I'm right, I'm going to join all the dots together. The evidence that explains the true nature of the sounds on this music box is...
Oh god.
Hang on, paper? What does this say?
I think we can even examine it.
There's a sensational story.
Oh, we've done this, I think.
Yeah.
You looked at it before. Oh!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we can do this at this point, because this theme seems a little forward, but I'll do it if there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Because what irks... Oh yeah, it does contain the description from it.
Won't be that.
Yeah, it has to be the newspaper.
Take that!
Today's paper, Council. The headline is Pawnbroker perishes in pickpocket purse plunder. Hardly supportive of your cause.
No, my lord. I was hoping you'd look at the further down the page.
Further down. Ministry Mall. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Yes, this is a very serious matter being investigated at the highest level, I understand.
I have heard that international transmissions along supposedly secure lines are somehow being intercepted and leaked to various other countries. And presumably those transmissions are in the form of wired telegrams? Of course. Juror number 5, your input, please.
There we go. Stop. Oh, me, sir? Whatever is the matter?
You told the court before that you worked at the same communication station as Mr. Crogray, did you not?
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Yes, that's correct.
Well, that's so weird that the jury is giving testimony as well.
Yeah.
And the particular station where you work, I guess that they like merged summoning an expert and the jury together.
Yeah.
Deals with the government communications and newspaper reports.
Oh, yes. We're not your run-of-the-mill communication station at all. Our work is extremely important.
Then tell me, is this not a very familiar sound?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yep. You don't mean to say, is it?
That's right, madam. It bears more than a passing resemblance to the sound made by your telegraph machine as you tap it. I believe it's called Morse code.
Knew it. But I don't believe it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to leaking telegrams from government departments, there could be nobody more perfectly placed than a highly skilled communications officer. Are you suggesting that the music box disc contains stolen government secrets in Morse code? How much information could you really store on a disc like that? Order, please everyone, order! But this is... You could probably just store like a single sentence, really, on a disc of this size.
Whatever it is, it's gotta be really important.
Yeah.
This is high treason, Council, deserving of capital punishment. A public beheading.
Too much new vocabulary. What is this treason? And what is capital punishment?
The sorts of words I'd have expect you to know.
Yeah, honestly.
For our sovereign government's confidential information, hostile nations would surely pay almost any price.
Yes, and on that night 2 months ago, that was the very negotiation that was taking place inside the omnibus. But in the end, McGundle perished, and the all-important disc lay unclaimed in the pawnbrokery.
My word!
In which case, whoever stole that information in the first place must surely have been beside himself with worry. Because if the disc were to be discovered before it found its way out of the country,
it would reveal an act of high treason punishable by death.
So the culprit had no choice but to retrieve it, and in order to do that, he would have to gain entry to the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night. Because the article left behind by Mr. McGundle would incriminate him too much if it got into the wrong hands. The camera pan. Isn't that right, Mr. Crogray? It went like a 360 almost, I think.
Yeah. He just 360 no-scoped Mr. Crogray.
You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous! Absolutely preposterous! So, in response to the defense's accusation, you claim complete innocence, do you? Well, of course I do! I've had to stand here in silence while that pretentious foreign lawyer had been prattling away.
Objection!
Oh.
What?
Then by all means, counter the charges, sir. Oh, your internet.
He's fucked.
Yeah.
Did it? Damn. Alright.
It's okay now. The prosecution defends the witness testifies in response to the accusations brought by the defense. It's difficult for me to like make up my mind about Van Zieks because he is racist, but he also like he like doesn't take shit from the witnesses either.
Yeah.
Delighted. Delighted.
Thank you
I'm
for
sure.
thank you for calling this guy out on his bullshit, but you are
Yeah.
so racist.
Yeah.
It's like heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a good point.
The witness is reminded that the crime under scrutiny in this trial is the murder of the pawnbroker, Mr. Windibank. That being a most flagitious offense. Or flagitious.
I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'll be honest.
Flagitious.
Something like that.
No, that's every
I guess.
possible. That's every possible pronunciation. I think it's flagitious.
Sure.
For which the law of this land sanctions a capital punishment. The whacking of the pee-pee. The heinous act of high treason is no less serious a crime. I urge you to bear that in mind as you testify, Mr. Crogray. So then, let us proceed. You may...
What?
Is that the tin pillar?
What now? Oh.
You gotta let us have a rabbit and pork here, Governor. We've got things to say.
Oh, do you?
I beg your pardon, who do you think you are?
Name is Tin Pillar. Occupation is professional baddie.
Name's Telly Timper, but he ain't buddies enough to sell out our motherland.
That's right. We're what they call the Free Tin Pillar Brothers.
Oh my god, with this shit again. This witness stand is like endless in this shot.
Yeah.
Bad timing, fellas. Very bad timing.
Fucking hell. Oh, he's
Where'd
moved.
Gina go? Where's Gina? Did she have to leave? She had to like step away from the stand?
So they pushed her off the stand.
And she's just lying there on the floor in the Family Guy death pose.
A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal confidential government information. Besides, the sounds produced by that music box aren't even Morse code. It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with McGonagall anyway, was it not? I have no relation to the man. Look, all we done is break into the gaff the other night like what he told us to do.
Uh-huh.
If we'd known there was some dodgy government secrets involved, we wouldn't have touched it.
Why'd you say that?
Oh my god.
You were told to break into the pawn shop.
Mr. and Mr. Tinpiller.
One Mr. will do, Governor. What's up?
Do I take that you now admit to the crime? And on the line of question, you did indeed gain entry to the premises illegally. And moreover, you did so as a party of three in collaboration with Mr. Crogray here.
What to think about that?
We did, Gov. We did.
Oh.
Quieten down, please. What'd you say to that, Mr. Crogray?
I have no idea what these two ruffians are referring to.
There you go.
You little getting us mixed up in all this monkey business. You never said anything about no government secrets. It was supposed to be a straight-up job.
And what about the teaser whose summer was, eh? Poor bloke didn't have to die, did he?
Ah!
Nice to know who your friends are.
Whatever these men say, I deny the accusations.
There you go.
Indeed. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this little music box to become so significant in the proceedings. However, as it has, I will admit that I admit it into the court record as evidence.
Cross-examination. Okay. Before we do anything, I want to examine that music box.
Yeah.
There's a hole here. Wait, what? Oh, that My cursor slipped. I want to see this hole.
Time to go in the hole.
Oh!
What is it, Mario?
I've just noticed something about this music box. Looks like the bottom of it opens up as well.
Ah, you're right.
Anything else in there?
Well, come on then. What are you waiting for? Let's open it.
Alright then, here goes. Oh,
Oh my fucking god.
Look at that. There's another movement on the underside.
so
I
does
recognize
that
these
mean...
ones.
Yeah,
These ones, they have like those little. That silver part is like a piano almost. It plays those keys when you wind it up.
yeah, but they are... Yeah, I think they are supposed to be like different lengths though.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Maybe not, I don't remember exactly. You can set... But I think the length is what sets the note pitch.
Yeah.
That would make sense. You can set another disc to play back on this side.
Yes, I think so. And it looks like the two movements are linked together.
They're linked.
So, if you had two discs, they would both play back at the same time.
Okay, so maybe that's how the encryption of the message works.
Yeah.
Can we examine this again? Closer. Would have thought there would be a second movement on the underside of the box.
And this movement is like the other one. The cone's teeth are all the same length.
Okay, yeah,
she
you were
even
spot on the
mentions
money.
it. So this movement also only produces a single tone, like the other one.
Yes, it must do. Except that the length of the teeth on the two cones isn't the same.
Oh, so maybe one is like the signal and the other one is the flats? Maybe?
So, the single tone produced by this movement will be different to the single tone we've already heard.
So
What?
yeah, maybe.
Basically, each movement can only produce a single note.
But the notes they produce are
But-
different.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was
Oh,
you.
sorry. A music box can only play two.
Here.
Can only play two tones.
I mean, that's what Morse is, isn't it? Long and short tones.
Yeah. So we're missing a music box disc. Maybe we can examine this one as well.
Yeah. Was there another one mentioned at any point?
Oh, he did mention at one point when he was retrieving the overcoat. When he was like, when Windenbank was giving it back to him, he was like, "Here's your coat with the disc in question," and then then Krogry said only one. I think so.
Only one. I don't remember that, but sounds like something that could have happened.
Yeah. This is the mechanism that turns the bumps on
feel
the
like, yeah,
disc
there's
into
another
sound,
music
isn't it?
Yes, the movement is all thanks to the cone with its teeth that are plucked by all the passing bumps. Usually the teeth on the cone are different lengths so that each one produces a different tone.
I have a coconut that has a similar system to that. Hang on.
A
Let
coconut?
me pull out my coconut.
You mean
One
the thumb piano?
It also has like teeth of different lengths, so it's like...
Oh yeah, yeah, kalimba.
I don't remember where I got it from, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a...
I've seen them before.
It's like a cheap souvenir.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty common as like souvenirs and stuff like that.
But this time is very strange. All the teeth are exactly the same length.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that no matter which tooth is plucked by the passing bumps, the music will make the same sound. I've never seen a music box like it before.
Yes, it is strange. A music box that can only play a single note. Has to be some significance to that, surely. Alright, oh well, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Was this updated? No, okay.
I don't think so.
So in this newspaper article is this newspaper headline accurate? Government communications are being intercepted? How could I possibly know? What do you mean by
Isn't it
that?
relevant?
Any important government communications are handled by high-level officers, by specialists.
General members of staff in the station where I work would never be entrusted with sensitive information.
Oh no, stop. Must say something. Stop.
Let me guess. Juror number 5.
We, regular communication station officers, aren't as lowly as you're being led to believe. A team of us are responsible for setting up and testing the telegraphs used by the Ministry. And Mr. Crogray is the team leader.
That's fascinating. Everyone's
gonna
against
deny
you
it.
now.
Crogray is highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of idol. Stop.
My god.
So you had access to the equipment used for these confidential communications, Mr. Crogray. Well, what of it? The transmissions are always made behind closed doors so they can't be heard. And in any case, all messages are sent and ciphered. Normal employees couldn't possibly understand them.
But you're not a normal employee. Oh no, stop. Must say something. Stop.
She's gonna fucking destroy his whole career.
Mr. Crogray regularly attends meetings with Ministry technicians and the Ministry communications team. He assists them in ensuring that there are no errors in important international communications.
I like how the guy on the right is just stroking
He's
the
still
mouse.
petting his mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's received the top prize at the Cipher Cracking Convention 5 years in a row now.
That's fascinating.
Crogray is highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of idol. Stop.
Well, your idol would appreciate it if you keep your mouth shut.
She would really pick her idols. She should really pick her idols more carefully.
I tell you that this lawyer's accusations are completely unfounded.
Sure.
They're not?
To anyone with a brain, that would be blatantly apparent on listening to that music box for even a few seconds.
Of course, of course. Surely it can't be that my learned friend is unfamiliar with Morse code. Ouch, he looks so genuinely shocked at my ignorance. Ha ha ha. Oh, that's her.
I would be more than happy to demonstrate the basics for you, sir.
A lesson here in court. Everyone's got a hyperfixation.
Morse code is a continuous series of 2 distinct tones. Ah, that's what the 2 discs are for. Okay.
Tones, you say?
Yes, a short dot and a long dash. By combining those in different ways, you construct letters.
I see.
For example, this is A. And this is B. But when you listen to the sound produced by this music box, you only hear one tone, don't you?
So wow,
Dot,
so you
dot,
could
dot,
barely
dot,
even
dot.
get a sentence out of a thing like that. You could only get probably like a single word.
Yeah.
But it sounds so similar. The rhythm of it is the same and everything. There's no discernible meaning to this apparently random sequence of sounds. So your assertion is fundamentally flawed. This is not Morse code.
Your ass is fundamentally flawed.
No! Really? You shouldn't be so surprised. What did I tell you? That music box this is nothing more but a worthless piece of scrap.
Perhaps you might consider studying your subject matter before casting aspersions in future.
Pretty sure we're gonna have to, like...
Nothing more to say, but stop.
We're probably gonna have to prove, like, that we're gonna have to, like, show the, like, other side of the music box.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
To prove that it...
I'm surprised that the item wasn't updated to mention that it has a second compartment.
We're gonna have to, like, do that at some point, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, good.
It's the kind of thing you say when someone's playing like your Mario Maker level. Iris?
I mean, government secret somehow it's using the box. So many things with slot. So
Oh, you keep cutting out again.
Oh, my internet is fucking dying, I guess.
It's like in the pattern now. Like every few seconds it's
Like-
off and on. Maybe it's like not picking
Like,
you up.
it's like Morse code.
Yeah,
No, I'm pretty sure my ISP is just being shit.
yeah. Now I can
Hold on
hear
a
you
second.
clearly though.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe my mic is cutting out, but no, I'm pretty sure it's my internet.
Could there still be something I haven't considered? Would it really be impossible to use this music box somewhere to play back Morse code?
I'm gonna try.
There's still every possibility that this music box was instrumental in the leaking of government secrets. That's the belief of the defense, at least.
Objection!
We're not asking you.
Does it please you in some way, my Nepalese friend, to repeat the same line of argument ad infinitum?
Yes.
It's already been established that to be Morse code, 2 tones are required, dots and dashes. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Then what? Well, it would appear that the defense has a hypothesis to put forward.
A game theory.
You had better present your idea at once, Counsel. How do you propose that this music box, which appears to produce only a single tone, could have been used to cipher secret messages into Morse code?
Well, we turn it over and we show the ass.
Look at the ass, Your Honor.
Got it!
Got it.
Yes! This is it then! Are you fucking kidding me? It appears you know what's coming, Counsel. Clearly, that was an answer given in desperation by one floundering to substantiate his argument. Are you fucking kidding me?
What,
Gah!
really? We know what's there. Why is this game trolling us?
Was it that obvious?
I'm sure you're on the right lines, Ryu. There's something about that music box. There has to be.
Yeah, we know. We literally looked at it.
Continuing
I
the
hate
cross-examination, Counsel. What?
What is this fucking trolling business?
This is literally the steak from Case 1 again.
Yeah.
What? Are you...
So what do we do?
Let's try to open this up again. That is so...
Fuck's sake.
Do we have to examine the lid or something?
You're not rocking with me. I'm going to shit myself.
It has to be updated, surely. Because we need to present this version of this item.
Skill issue, I guess. Fuck.
Oh wait, this is new.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So, there's no question then. The disc was designed to be played in this music box.
Yet despite that, the sounds it produces are neither musical, nor do they appear to have any meaning. It just doesn't make any sense.
I wonder if perhaps there's more to this music box than meets the eye. Maybe we haven't discovered all its secrets yet.
Oh my god, really?
Really?
Where do we
Okay.
have to look?
I wish the check marks would be on this examination thing. Okay, this is what we examine.
Done this.
Do we have to examine where the music box isn't on the other side?
We do a little trolling.
I don't know
What
what
about the
else.
latch?
I tried examining the latch and it didn't show anything.
There's always a faster way to skip through this part.
I have to like click and space at the same time.
Hmm.
This maybe? No,
What about that ruby?
that would be dumb, but I wouldn't
I'll
put it
keep it
behind it. I wasn't calling you dumb, it's just it would be dumb
No,
if the
no, no,
game
no.
did that.
What do we do?
I don't know, really. Maybe I have to continue with the testimony and then be like, they have to be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's actually, but that's dumb. Why?
It is dumb.
It should update the second you open this up, like, really.
Maybe there's some.
Let's
other
press
thing we
everything
have
for
to-
now.
Yeah. I'm reminded of this fucking
Oh, now I'm
like
skipping
Ace
ahead.
Attorney comic.
Yeah?
Remind me of this Ace Attorney comic that was like, you're presented with a situation and you can like figure out what it is pretty quickly. And if you try to bring it up, it'll be like, that has no relevance to the case. Witness, you may continue telling your life story. And then when you finally get to the part where like you can like call them out on it, your fucking assistant is like, hey, I know what happened. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
no shit, we know.
Yeah.
We just weren't allowed to talk about it earlier.
Yeah. So 2 months
Anyway,
ago, in
continue.
that omnibus, McGundle killed the brickmaker and stole the disc. Mr. Mortar was the single man with almost nothing to his name. It seems he lived in an artisan quarter some years ago, but people there remember little about him. That doesn't make much sense though, does it? How would a humble brickmaker come to acquire secret government information? Oh, he's smirking now. How indeed.
But I can't.
There must have been somebody else involved behind the scenes in all this. Someone who acquired the disc and gave it to Mr. Mortar. In order to take it to the meeting with McGundle and then negotiate a deal. Why do I keep saying it like that?
Do a little trolling.
Oh god. Dear me. You may have it in for me, then. You may have it in for me, sir, but I assure you I'm far more class than that.
Yeah, swag is for boys, class is for men.
An old brickmaker from an artisan quarter, and this well-to-do communications officer. If only I could find some evidence to link the two of them together.
Yeah, if only.
Maybe he made music boxes, maybe that we have to figure out.
If you have nothing more to add on that note, let us return to the witness testimony.
So annoying.
Oh yeah, he said something too.
Oh yeah.
Like Mr. Crogray told you to do, you mean?
That's it, yeah. Who else, eh? Silly me thought he was just popping off as a natter after all them years, but I already had a dodgy job for us. Hey, Ash.
Ash. Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
His name is Ashley Graydon in the fucking thing.
Let me stop you there, Mr. Tinpiller. After all them years, you say? Do you mean to tell me that Mr. Crogray is an acquaintance of yours?
We're the social kind of baddies, you know? Sure, let's say Crogray's an old China.
Oh, okay.
Talented.
Excuse me!
Is something wrong, Mr. Tinpiller?
Hey!
No, the other Mr. Tinpiller.
What? Who? Me?
When your brother was testifying just now, he said something that seemed to cause you to react.
Oh, I was just remembering the old days, that's all. We used to have a right old laugh together way back then.
Together with Mr. Crogray, you mean?
Yeah, with us. I mean, you look at him now and he's fancy and whistle and flute. And you wouldn't doubt him and leave it.
Where did he get the pear from?
When he was younger, he was from the poor part of town, just like us.
Is that so?
But he was always a leady one. He had the brains, we had the savvy. Always come up with smart ideas like what would never have gone through your heads.
Sure, blimey, ain't that the truth? Never Will Milverton and Tinpiller's milk run.
Milk?
That was a corker, was it?
Save it until after the trial. Your reminiscing has no place in this courtroom. And neither does your fruit.
Oi, the geezer asked us a question, didn't he? And we was answering.
Yeah, we ain't done nothing wrong.
You're older than him.
Nevertheless, the court is not prepared to accompany you.
On your trip down the memory lane, unless the judge asked them something, I guess.
Counsel, can we turn our attention back to the testimony, please?
I don't know. Could that sentimental story be relevant somehow?
I'm pretty sure it should.
Yeah. My lord?
Yes, counsel.
The brother's last sentimental statement could hold vital information relating to the case.
Very well, counsel.
I will permit the brothers to supplement their testimony with that detail. Briefly, I hasten to add... Say no more!
I think Pillar's never spoken.
Isn't their name literally like Skulkin in
Yeah.
the fucking localization?
Yeah. Okay, that's the last statement. I'm sure I'm going to regret asking, but what exactly was that? Some kind of business?
Just a little scheme we had going on back when we was the youngsters. Just a bit of fun, really.
A little trolling, you know.
A
How it
little
is.
fresh milk in roll coast, that's what it was all about.
That sounds alarmingly legitimate. There must be a catch. The Milverton milk. As Savant says we're here, I could ask them to elaborate, but on what? Business model?
Both? I mean, the model, I guess,
Yeah.
is the more obvious one.
So how did your little business work exactly?
Well, every morning down our way, the milkman would come with his cart to deliver milk, see? If he stuck your empties outside the front door, you would leave him hanging full again, yeah?
So we swooped in on the action, got people to sign up with us. We promised to deliver milk for half the price for all the other geezers doing it. We couldn't wait to song it on the dotted line. We were racking it in, we were.
So did you live on a dairy farm or something?
God, Bennett, are you off your rocker? We had nothing. We're too poor to have a farm.
Right.
Nah, we had what had going on was a simple once you had the idea. We'll just switch them over, see? Our customers empties with the full ones from anyone who wasn't on our books.
Okay.
That alright?
I think you meant to say a diddle, and that's a crime.
It was just a harmless bit of fun, that's all.
Milking the general public in such a fashion is generally not
Don't
harmless,
say
as
that.
you put it.
Don't say that.
The harmful milking of the masses.
Well, it was him what came up with the idea. Ashwood is the evil genius.
You mean Mr. Crogray?
Yeah,
Pretend I
Ash
did not
always
hear
had
it.
in his head in a book when we was a grown up. So he was gonna get himself an education and get out of that slum he lived in.
Cole, we were active about that, didn't we? We told him it was often than he had to even think it. But look at him now. He's gone and gone, become a blinking communication officer, ain't he?
Like Scout saying submachines.
Yo, Saxon gave us a bunch of sug machines.
A communications officer, perhaps?
Haynes and Watson's milk brand.
No.
No.
No, Iris, don't even think about it. All of a sudden, we seem to be up our necks in a serious matter of national security. Although all this talk about interception of secret government messages is still just complete conjecture at this stage.
It would explain a number of things, though, wouldn't it? The negotiation Gina being overheard on Omnibus 2 months ago and the break-in at Winterbanks. But the trouble is, it wasn't Mr. Crogray in the Omnibus with Mr. McGundle.
No, that was Mr. Mortar, the brickmaker, who was so horribly murdered.
If only there was some link between the two men somehow.
I'm going to press that last one again and ask about the name as well, because that's the only
Yeah.
link. I know, but Mr. Crogray's testimony seems to be as watertight as ever. I wonder if the key to making headway with the cross-examination here. Could those two brothers? Could be those two brothers. Yeah, that's telling us.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Fuck. That's- My god, I'm gonna have to listen to this again.
Skill issue.
At least one more time. Because it's this panning that like made me go over too much.
Yeah.
I love that line, that sounds alarmingly legitimate. So this business was just a bit of fun, you say? And it was just yourselves and Mr. Crogray involved?
Yeah, that's it.
Milverton and Tin Pillar's milk run, was it?
Yeah, that's it.
And where did the Milverton part come from?
Oh, right. Really, for the clever clocks like you have worked that one out, that is.
Oh.
Enough of this! How much longer are we expected to listen to this drivel? I don't...
Let me guess, you don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying? Tell me, why is it that it was only at the mention of the name Milverton that you decided to interject?
Because well... If it weren't the happiest of homes that one came from.
Yeah, his old man was struggling for money so much, his wife walked out on him.
Damn.
She took the name Crockrate and see?
Oh,
Crash
okay.
will always be Milverton to us.
Milverton. So that used to be your surname, did it?
Of course not! This is old bunkum. I've been Crogray ever since I was born. Do you think you can rely on the testimony of these two thieves, hmm?
You're a communications
the case.
officer. What did you say?
Well, if that's the case, we gotta rely on Gina's testimony too.
Yeah. You're a communications officer attached to the civil service. As such, your personnel details will have been thoroughly checked at the time of your appointment. It would be a very simple matter indeed to subpoena those records, Mr. Crogray.
Ah!
Well, it would appear that Mr. and Mr. Tinpillar's testimony has been reliable, for once. You were born
For
Rupert
once.
Milverton, then.
Rupert Milverton.
Is that correct?
Very well.
Yes. So Rupert Crogray was once Rupert Milverton. That information could change things, and could turn out to be extremely important. Okay, can we even present profiles?
I don't think so.
Alright.
Okay. So now we have to present some evidence that links them to.
Let me check though. First of all,
Yeah.
just because we have the updated profile, I don't want to go for that again. I just want to check if I can present... I can't even present a profile, so...
No, only evidence.
Hmm.
Hold it!
I don't fucking know.
Hmm. Wasn't the name... Wait a second. We can go to people here. Is he in the... No, he's not. The Morta, wasn't he named Milverton as well?
Wait. Maybe.
Hmm.
Just like to see that animation. It's good.
Yeah.
Soleil.
Hmm.
Objection!
I still don't know why this is like... Hang on. Does it say Milverton anywhere on the box?
I don't think so.
No. No. Let me check everything that we have. No. Nothing really in here. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Mortar Milverton. Oh shit.
Okay. Alright. Hang on, I'll load it then. Because I don't think I can do anything in that one just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says I have no relation to the man.
Objection!
Okay.
There
Let's
we
see.
go.
Mr. Rupert Milverton. Tell me, why did you try to hide your former name from the court? Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me. No, I don't think that's the real explanation at all. The Kazuma Slam. The truth is, you had a reason to hide that name. Explain yourself, please, counsel. I have here the notes from the omnibus case, my lord. And as we all know, the victim, the man who we now understand to have been negotiating with McGondle. Yes, Mr. Mortar, the brickmaker. That's right. Only Mortar wasn't his surname at all. That was his given name. His full name was Mortar Milverton. Milverton? Do you mean to say... Saints alive! Mr. Rupert Milverton, is it not the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Mortar Milverton, was your father? Ugh, I don't... I believe I mentioned earlier. Your family history will have been thoroughly checked when you joined the civil service, and it really would take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records.
Get his ass.
The truth, you have been illegally acquired highly confidential government information and selling it to McGondle in collaboration with your father. This is slander! I carved a new life for myself as a respectable communications officer, as a gentleman. I have no idea what my father had been up to, but it has nothing to do with me. And may I remind the court that the assertion that this disc contains some kind of message in Morse code has been reliably disproven by a professional and independent communications officer, no less.
That's a new animation.
Yeah. The relationship between the victim of the omnibus case and this witness is undoubtedly significant. However, the defense's argument remains somewhat incomplete, I feel. No! I believe that the cross-examination should continue. Alright, so Morse code uses 2 tones. If I could just demonstrate the possibility that this could have been used to generate 2 distinct tones.
Gee, if only.
Perhaps we should have a really good look over the music box, Ryu.
Sorry for skipping. You'll reiterate
That's
your
okay,
testimony
I've
if you please,
read
Mr. Crogray. If I must, though I maintain exactly what I did at the start of this pointless cross-examination. Oh boy. Okay, let's try to examine this again. Maybe this time it will update. Okay. Yes. We know.
Good God.
God, that's so annoying.
You're telling me.
Hmm. I need to zoom out. There's literally nothing else to examine on this. I can try again, I guess. I'll save first.
Yeah. In case we get trolled again.
Can...
Hold it!
I don't understand why it's not updating though.
Yeah.
Like it should be
But,
obvious
like, what are
at
we
this
missing?
point. At least you get to see that animation again.
Yeah. It's the most important part.
Yeah. I'll save this but to a different slot. Right.
Objection!
Alright, I'll save here. Just because.
So annoying.
Yeah. It even highlights on that thing. Like,
Yeah.
come the fuck on. Maybe it will be different this time, I don't know.
Got it!
No.
Opium.
Right.
What the fuck do we need to do?
Do I need to show the other side? But that would really make sense. Let's try
Got
this
it.
then. No.
No?
Some bullshit's going about.
Got it!
No.
No kidding. It's like the steak all over again. It really fucking is.
It really is, yeah. There's nothing else I can even show, so I think this is not even right. Maybe I have to...
You want to take a break here and we'll do it next stream or something?
I'll try to, like, go past this at least.
Yeah.
Wait, I can examine here. Oh, that's... Oh my fucking god.
Really?
And
My Christ.
it keeps fucking with me because I can't... I don't see the option to examine in this. I feel like I can just present it.
Yeah, you'd think that, but...
I pressed
Fucking hell.
space by accident here, to be honest.
Happy accident.
That's so stupid. And I'm pretty sure the exact same thing happened with the steak as well.
There we go.
Oh boy. Good gracious, what am I looking at here? Another movement on the other side of the music box. What? It appears, my lord, that the two movements are linked together. In other words, you can put two discs in this music box. And the sounds of both will play back at the same time. Good heavens! As the court has heard, Morse code comprises of two tones, a short dot, and a long dash. With a second disc in place, this music box could be used to generate Morse code and convey a message. Ah! The new facts and evidence unveiled by the cross-examination of this witness all come together to reveal the truth.
The truth, you say?
That you collaborated with your father, Mr. Mortimer Milverton, in illegal dealings with Mr. Cosney McGundle.
By dint of this music box, you mean, Counsel?
Yes, stealing information being sent in government communications and selling it on to McGundle. Mr. Crogray concocted this elaborate scheme of using the 2 music box disc to encode the information, as presumably a safety measure against the information falling into the wrong hands.
And a very effective one. I shouldn't have given the scheme any credence whatsoever.
But the deal with McGundle went sour, and the brickmaker met his end. Yes, but before he was arrested, McGundle managed to temporarily dispose of the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learned the situation, he appeared at the window banks 2 days ago, in an attempt to recover the 2 articles McGundle had placed in pawn there. But that attempt failed. One of the discs was seized by the police and the other you never found. On that same night, you enlisted the help of the Tin Pillar brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. This time, determined to recover the second disc.
Are you suggesting that the second disc was inside the music box?
Hey!
Coming from inside the house.
We never knew nothing about that.
On the night that Mr. Wendenbank was killed, yes, the intruder onto the pawnbrokery touched 1 item and 1 item alone, the music box.
That's rather ingeniously demonstrated using the 2 prints from the security camera indeed.
So, the question that naturally begs answering is this: why was only that 1 article disturbed? The answer is obvious, because it contained the second disc, which the intruder was desperate to retrieve. Since, if it were to fall into the hands of the police, it would be proof of high treason. Well, Mr. Crogray, do you deny that all of this actually began on that fateful night 2 months ago? Oh, we're gonna get a second phase now?
He's entering phase 2 of his boss fight.
I refuse to accept any of this nonsense. Sir? There appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Ah!
Quick, Iris, shoot him.
2 nights ago, we know that 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime at Winderbank's pawnbrokery. 1 took the life of the pawnbroker himself. 1 struck the pouch around Mr. Holmes's waist. And the final bullet struck the calendar on the wall of the shop, having first pierced the arm of one of the intruders. Mr. Crogray, that wound on your arm that you seem to be trying to hide, it's a bullet wound, isn't it? Can you finally examine your arm? He's got you now, me old China.
Time to call the kitchen croak, I reckon.
Don't acknowledge my presence here under any circumstances whatsoever. Those were my terms, remember? And I paid you handsomely to comply. Clearly, I was a fool to think I could trust some common backslum thieves.
Oh shit. Okay.
Fine, I admit it. I was there in Winderbanks that night. I paid this pair 10 guineas to accompany me. And as you've noticed, I sustained an injury in the course of my adventures. But that is all. I admit to nothing more. Stealing government secrets? Negotiating with Mr. McGundle?
He's still doing that even with his fucking arm bleeding.
As God is my witness, I'm sure I recall nothing of the sort.
God can't help you now.
He's not going to go down without a fight, not until I can show hard evidence, I suppose.
Come on, Iris, shoot him.
Nevertheless, the defense now has established a crucial fact. Which is... Well,
Come
we
on,
know
aren't you
that-
supposed to be the smart one?
Yeah, we know that one bullet was fired from each of the two firearms we have in evidence. The bullet from the Templar Brothers' gun hit the pouch around Mr. Holmes's waist. And the bullet from Mr. Winterbank's gun clearly must have been the one that cut Mr. Crogray on the arm.
Indeed it must. We can rule out the possibility that the man shot himself.
You'd have to be fucking flexible to do that.
And that leads us to only one conclusion. Mr. Winterbank was shot by the third gun, which can only have been fired by the third intruder.
Goodness!
That's right, Mr. Crogray.
Grr.
The only person who could have possibly shot Mr. Winterbank that night is you. I'm not sure how far we are into this.
Hold it.
Okay, so his voice, I was pretty close with it.
Yeah.
You little upstart. You made a grave mistake when you summoned me here. I am a bomb.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, as you rightly say, I was there at the pawnbrokers. I did my best to hide the fact, naturally. I
Where are
had
you
no
pointing that
intention of
cane?
running the distinguished career I'd built for myself at the communication station. But did the thought never cross your mind? Did you never consider the possibility?
What? What do you mean? What thought? What possibility?
The possibility that if I was there at the scene, I may have witnessed the crucial moment. You see? That makes me a key witness in this case, and I have my hands firmly around the neck of your client.
Metaphorically, I'd hope.
Are you suggesting?
I saw it all.
Okay, now you're gonna bullshit your way through it.
I saw the very moment that pickpocket girl pointed the gun at the poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him.
Prove it.
You... What?
Where did she go anyway?
I don't
She's
know.
clearly not at the witness stand
Order,
anymore.
order! Well, it would seem that we are finally entering the last act of this theatrical trial.
I hope so.
Mr. Crogray,
Yes?
I trust you are fully aware of the implications here. If it is shown that your claim is false, you will have incriminated yourself as the killer.
He doesn't care.
Oh, I understand fully.
No, you don't.
Then I must ask you to give your formal testimony. Well, then I must ask you to give your formal testimony once more. You will explain to the court precisely what you saw at the moment the defendant allegedly shot the victim.
And we can stop here, I think.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with stopping here. Fucking hell.
This seems like the final confrontation.
The final countdown. Do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Alright, let's save here. And back to title. Don't save, yeah. Okay, well, we're in the final act now. We'll be continuing this next week, hopefully, and that's probably gonna be the finale. So, yeah, things are interesting. I'm not sure if we're gonna actually discover that second disc. I don't know if I remember if that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see. And I think we're like 3 hours. We still have like 3 hours left of this, maybe. But yeah, hopefully the next time will be the finale.
Yeah.
We'll try to make it happen. But
Yeah.
that's it. I hope you enjoyed.
We kind of
and
need a lot of time for it.
yeah, have a good one. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.